Hi, my name is Eric. I'm here at Formaggio Kitchen making some barbecue sauce. We do a street side barbecue every Saturday. You can come on and check it out. So, barbecue sauce. There's probably nothing about the barbecue that has more regional difference than the barbecue sauce. In Memphis, they just use a dry rub, no sauce, maybe sauce on the side. Some places they'll throw you out if you ask for sauce. South Carolina is vinegar and ketchup. North Carolina, definitely the biggest spread. East Carolina has vinegar only. Central Carolina, vinegar and mustard. Western Carolina, real heavy on the ketchup, still with vinegar. Ours is kind of a Texas thing. A lot of people think that because it has a lot of ingredients, it must be from Texas. And I guess for the most part that's true. But in actuality, it's tomato, peppers, and vinegar. It's like a reflection of what grows there. So you start with some bacon, render it in a big old stock pot. I already got this going because it takes a while. You'll know it's done because you can smell it. It smells like bacon, it smells like breakfast. And it's starting kind of to stick to the bottom of the pot a little bit. So when you get to that point, you want to add all the peppers and onions. And these you're just going to put a nice sweat on, just kind of get them hot, make them lose their color. And at this point, depending on the bacon that you use, you might want to add a little bit of water. Just to kind of deglaze it a little. The idea is to scrape all the drippings off the bottom of the pan and get them into the sauce. That's the good stuff. So this will probably take about 10 minutes for the peppers and onions to cook down. Alright, so when the peppers and onions are done, they're kind of starting to lose their color. We come to like the liquid stage of it. You want about 4 cups of apple juice. That's about 2. That's 2 more. Can of beer of your choosing. You can, of course, put in half the beer and drink the rest. Popular barbecue maneuver. Some soda of your choosing. In this case, is root beer. Some cider vinegar. A little bit of mustard. A little bit of the barbecue rub. A bunch of brown sugar. Some apples. These are the apples that we're marinating in cider vinegar from my last video. Some ketchup. I bet everyone has one of these on the shelves. And if you can get it out of there, 1 little Chipotle and a little bit of the adobo sauce. Also, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Not too much, pretty strong. Regular old distilled white vinegar. A couple cloves of garlic. And that's it. You let it come to a boil, and then you just let it simmer. The idea is to break down all these vegetables and fruits till they're really soft. An important thing to note is that the sugar will burn if it's allowed to stick to the bottom of the pan. It puts a scorched flavor in the food that you might not necessarily want. So you got to kind of stand here and stir it a lot, make sure nothing sticks. There's some optional stuff you can throw in there, like any day-old bread you have. We always have some day-old cornbread, so I throw that in there because cornbread has cumin, corn, and chili powder in the batter the way I make it. So that's like keeps the flavor the same. All right, so the idea is to let the sauce come to a boil. And what that's doing is letting all the vegetables get really tender so that when you use the stick blender or your, tabletop blender, it has kind of an easy time sort of pureeing everything. Also what's happening here is you're reducing the sauce so that it gets nice and thick. That's another thing that the bread will help if you have that bread laying. Not everyone at home probably has one of these fine machine, but I'm fortunate to have one here at the shop. You can go out and get one if you want. They're pretty expensive. Definitely does the job though. So once you get it to a point where it's pretty smooth, all the vegetables are done, it's not too chunky. You can leave it chunky if you want a chunky sauce. The sauce is pretty much done. Something at this point you can do, if you or the people you're feeding like it hot, you can add something more hot to it at this point. Add a few more jalapenos, add another chipotle. If they don't like it so hot, maybe they like it more vinegary, you can just add more vinegar. Another good thing to do is, whatever meat you're cooking for your barbecue, any of the drippings that are left over, any of the apples that you might use to cook with the pork, cook with the ribs, throw those right in there, give it another mix. Sauce is just, you can like tailor it, make it exactly what you want it to be. This sauce, if you let it cool down, will keep in the fridge, provided you don't touch any raw meat to it, for 3 weeks, probably maybe even up to a month, and it gets better with age. It's like wine that way. Works on anything. Like you can put it on sandwiches, you can put it on ribs, of course. You can put it on mac and cheese, put it on scrambled eggs. It's just like a good sauce to have around, good flavor to it.